In a previous video, I already talked about the fact that I'm currently replaying The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and while I enjoyed every second so far, I still want to talk about the upgrade packs, aka the Switch 2 versions for both Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. So let's start at the beginning. What even is an upgrade pack slash a Switch 2 version? For those of you who aren't filled in, an upgrade pack lets you upgrade a Switch 1 game to a Switch 2 game, and a Switch 2 game or Switch 2 version brings you some improvements and additional content. So far there are 12 upgrade packs available to purchase, be that some of them are pre-orders. The one for No Man's Sky, for example, is free and just gives you some visual improvements. My guess is that the upgrade pack just contains higher resolution textures you're downloading, so it's kind of like an update but only for Switch 2. And then there are the upgrade packs from Nintendo, which all cost money but also contain at least something new. Now that everybody knows what exactly we mean by upgrade pack, it's time to go through all the quote-unquote new content and additions we got for $10 whole. On the official website of Nintendo, one of the first things it lists as an improvement is the faster loading times. While this is true, the game loads way faster, this isn't due to the upgrade pack. The Switch 2 just simply has better and faster storage. Sure, they might have optimized some things, but the huge difference isn't due to the upgrade pack, but due to the hardware upgrade. Next up is HDR support, better frame rate and resolution. Better frame rate and resolution are correct. It looks beautiful and is as smooth as can be, but this isn't something that should be part of an upgrade pack. Emulators have been providing that service for free for multiple years at this point, so it can't have been that much of an effort to change this. And HDR, well, I don't have an HDR display, so I couldn't even enjoy it if I wanted to, but from what I've heard, the HDR of the Switch 2 isn't even that good to begin with. So I'm just gonna say that this shouldn't be in an upgrade pack. Especially since, for example, Mario 3D World got HDR support for free. Now that we got all of the pseudo improvements out of the way, let's talk about actual additions. They added a new save slot. Yeah, now that I'm reading this, I'm just asking myself why this wasn't in the base game anyways. We've had this for most Nintendo games anyways, so why wasn't it here? Again, selling this as something worthy of an upgrade pack is just, I'm sorry for a lack of better words, fucking insane. But we haven't talked about Zelda Notes, so maybe here's where we get our money's worth, right? The navigation feature is actually pretty cool, since you don't have to look at a map in the browser anymore, but you have it sorta integrated into the game. It's kind of like still dependent on the app, so it could be better, but it's a bit better than the map on Reddit. The voice memories are actually the best thing about this, since it's actual new content. You get some new voice lines from Zelda and other story relevant characters. Player and global data is nice to have, but honestly, who really cares if they're in the top 5 of chili collectors? I just want to play the game, and these statistics, yeah, they're just kind of not really helping me play the game. The daily bonus is cool. I'll always take free stuff, but it isn't really that helpful anymore once you get into the mid-ish game. The photo studio is meh. I mean, just download something on your computer or smartphone to actually edit pictures, but I'm gonna say something about that later in the video. Now, let's talk about the item sharing, which is also like cool if you have a friend or brother, sister you're playing this with. Yeah, I don't really see a use case for me. Amiibos, what should I even say about this? You get a bonus reward for using the same amiibo 5 times. Really? That uncreative? The auto build feature and build sharing feature is actually pretty cool. Obviously, this is the only thing that isn't in Breath of the Wild, since you couldn't really build stuff there. So this is exclusive to Tears of the Kingdom, and the rest is also in some capacity in both games. I obviously think that the voice memories are going to be different, but you'll have voice memories in both games. And it's actually pretty cool that you can share builds with other people on the internet, but it's just like 2 years too late, but I guess it's still nice to have. And that pretty much sums up Zelda Notes. It's nice to have. To charge money for something that is just a better resolution and frame rate, which you could have gotten for free on an emulator, and a smartphone app that 2/3 of the features are frankly useless and the other third should have been implemented directly into the game, is insane. Why is this photo studio a thing? Just add a photo mode into the game itself, like you did in Mario Kart World. The navigation could have been a Pura Pet upgrade, and you could have just implemented the rest that was on your phone into the game. And the auto building thing could have been a tower feature or something. I don't know. If you can't really find an explanation from a lore side, just make it a menu point, I guess. My personal conspiracy theory is that they just wanted to charge you more money for Zelda on the Switch 2 because all of the game prices went up, so they kind of thought they could justify that. So they invented some half-assed features and called it an upgrade pack, and because they wanted everybody to buy it, they kind of locked the resolution and frame rate upgrades behind there. Oh yeah, and also remember when Breath of the Wild released in 2017, they're still asking for $80, $90 if you want to have it physically, where I live, for an 8-year-old game, and they don't even include the DLC. Yeah, you heard me right. The DLC for Breath of the Wild is not included in the Switch 2 version. So in total, don't nail me on that because I'm too lazy to look it up now. In total, I think you have to pay something like $120 if you want to play The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Switch 2 with all the DLC and upgrades. The conclusion should be obvious. All of these things should have been free. It's greedy. That's point blank, it's greedy. So why did I buy it? Well, I don't know. I'm dumb, I guess.